Hi, my name is Emily. I'll be guiding you through an intermediate level core class. All we're going to need today is your mat and then a block as well. If you don't have a block, that's totally fine. You'll still be able to do the exercises. Let's get started. Come onto your back and I'll meet you there. So starting on our backs, let's come into Shavasana, just taking a few moments to settle into our space. The legs can be extended straight out, and then the arms resting down by the sides. The palms can be facing up for receiving energy, or facing down to ground your energy. So just find what's calling out to you. Allowing the eyes to be closed or a soft gaze. And just taking a few minutes to settle into your space, to arrive on your mat. Letting go of whatever happened before, whatever is happening after class. Taking this time to really tune into your body and connect into your breath. On your inhales, filling up from the belly. And gentle, open mouth exhales, letting the air go. So on the inhales, filling up from the belly. And gentle, open mouth exhales. Nice. Just take a couple more rounds like that. Just beginning to calm the mind. Collect any of that scattered energy. And just dedicating time on your mat to yourself. Sealing your lips, just breathing in and out through the nose. Finding a steady, even, consistent breath throughout class. Really allowing your breath to be your anchor, your guide. When we start to hold our breath or we start to take shorter breaths, oftentimes that's a sign that we've gone past our edge and to ease back. So just making sure throughout practice that you can always take long, deep breaths. All right, take your time, just hug the knees in towards the chest and start to find a rock side to side. Massage out the lower back and spine. And just letting go of any tension that you're holding there. You can circle out the knees. And if you go in one direction, switching it out. And then release your feet to the ground and take a hold of your block. So we're going to move straight into waking up the core. If you don't have a block, that's okay. Just leave space in between the thighs. Take your block and place it between the inner thighs. So you should be able to squeeze the block. Find tabletop legs, knees over hips, the feet active. And then take the arms and just send them out towards the sides. They can be straight out at a T shape or a little bit lower for more control. Now begin to notice your core, your belly, and feel the belly pull in towards the lower back. Now, if you notice the low back is lifting off the ground, that's a sign that we're not holding the core in. So start to draw the low back towards the ground. Keep squeezing the block, activate the inner thighs, the legs, and then begin to drop the knees towards the right. Now, only going as far as you can keep the belly engaged. Keep the shoulders on the ground, and then slowly draw back into center. So most likely, you're not going to lower the knees all the way down. Now take the knees, drop them over towards the left, and come back to center just a couple more times, side to side. It's not about moving fast. Just starting to wake up the belly, the side abdominals. Let's do one more full round. And then come back to center. I just want you to drop the knees towards the right, scoot the hips towards the left. You can keep the block in between the thighs or remove it. Just finding an easy twist. The arms can be straight, or maybe you start to cactus the arms. Keep the left shoulder heavy on the ground. Feel it opening across the chest and just gently releasing in the lower back. And take your time, come back to center. Scoot the hips towards the right, drop the knees towards the left. Make sure the right shoulder stays connected to the ground. And just gently wringing out the body, rejuvenating the spine. And then come back through center. Place the block over towards the side. We'll find tabletop legs coming into dead bug, so a little bit more core. Knees directly over the hips, and then take the arms, reach them up towards the sky. Once again, pull the belly in towards the spine, energy reaching through the fingertips. Now take the right leg and extend it out, hovering it off the ground. And then draw the right knee back in line with the left. Extend the left leg out, flexing through the foot, feel the core engage. And draw it back in. You can continue just like that to add on. The right leg and then the left arm extends overhead. And then draw it back in through center. Other side, the left leg and the right arm reaches overhead and come back to center. So just continuing at your pace. You may notice that it takes a little bit of coordination, so it might take a few times to get it. And it's not about how fast you go or how low you hover the leg. So making sure that you're keeping that core connection the entire time. Energy reaching through your fingers and your toes. Really strong, you've got it. One more full round. Last one. And release, hug the knees and give them a little squeeze, let it go. Release the feet down to the ground about hip width distance, supine figure 4. Take your right ankle on your left thigh and gently pressing the right knee forward. If you find the stretch here, just stay like this and breathe into it. If you need a little deeper, start to float the left leg. And then taking the hands, interlace them behind the left thigh, the right hand coming through that hole you created. And just keep pressing the right knee forward, maintaining that edge. That place of sensation, not too much, not too little. Finding that steady, consistent breath in and breath out. Let's gently release and switch it out. See if you can take the same variation on the other side, but if there's a big difference in tightness, then you may have to ease back or maybe go a little further if this side is more open. So gently pressing the left knee forward. Find that sensation and send the breath towards it. Let go of any tensing, holding, or gripping. And let's release. Bring the feet back to the ground. And keep the arms down by the sides. We'll find tabletop legs again, knees over hips, flexing through the feet. Belly pulled in. For a little bit more stability, 4 fingers underneath the mat for a little bit of a grip. And then start to drop the right heel towards the ground. Now you're keeping that 90-degree angle in the leg, and then draw it back up. So you're not straightening the leg out. You're dropping the heel towards the earth, left side, and then draw it back in. So just keep going, find a nice steady pace. Keep the belly pulled in. If you notice the low back lifting off the ground, then just don't lower as far. Really nice. Just a few more. Keep the core strong. Navel to spine. Let's do 2 more rounds. And one last one. Happy baby, grab behind the thighs, draw the knees outside of the ribs, and just rock it out, let it go. One more core exercise on our back, tabletop legs. Pull the belly in. This is a static hold. An isometric hold. Take the hands, press them against the thighs, and the thighs are pressing back against the hands. Low back connected to the ground. So you're just finding that resistance, and the more you press, the more the core works. So if you notice shaking, that's okay. We're almost there, just a few more seconds. See if you can press a little bit more. Maybe you start shaking. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Hug the knees in. Awesome job. We're gonna meet in a tabletop position. So taking your time, come onto the hands and knees. So coming into tabletop, shoulders stacked over wrists and hips stacked over knees, tops of the feet on the ground. And moving through a couple cat-cows. On the inhale, drop the belly. Lift your heart and your tailbone, gaze up. And on the exhale, cat, pressing the earth away. Start to round in the spine and bring the gaze towards the belly. On the inhale, as the belly drops, the heart lifts. On the exhales, cat, arch the spine, press the earth away. And just beginning to find your own pace, connecting breath and movement. Maybe you close the eyes, turning your practice inward. And if there's any other movement you want to bring in, sometimes it feels good to explore moving the hips side to side. If you just want to continue with cat-cow, just taking about 3 to 4 more rounds of breath. And just remember that there is no right or wrong. Just making sure that we stay safe, continuing to find the breath. Finding about 1 more full breath cycle. And then come back into neutral tabletop. So finding a flat back, making sure the fingers are spread wide. And then start to extend the right leg back. Toes on the ground, and just take a couple times, press the heel forward and back. Maybe noticing a gentle stretch in the calf muscle. And then come back into stillness. Now keeping the hips even, start to lift the right leg off the ground, making sure that the right hip isn't opening up. Energy through the toes. Now if you feel sturdy and stable, option to reach the left fingertips forward or keep both hands on the ground for more stability. Holding here, belly pulled in, make sure it's not dropping down, and tiny pulses. So you're just lowering and lifting about 1/2 inch. Keep reaching for 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hand, release the foot. Dog wagging its tail, gaze over the left shoulder towards the left hip. Come back to center, gaze over the right shoulder towards the right hip. Come back to center. Second side, extend the left toes back, keep the toes on the ground, and just start to press forward and back. Maybe one calf or leg feels a little tighter. Come back to center, and then start to float the left leg off the ground, up to hip height. Keep the hips even, belly pulled in. Now, if you feel stable, left hand roots and right fingertips reach forward. It's a long line of energy from the fingertips, the toes. Notice your core. And then start to find those pulses. So it's a really small movement. Feel activation in the back of the left leg. Stay strong. We're here for 4, 3, last 2, and 1. Release the hand, Release the knee. This time child's pose, knees out wide, toes touch. Send the hips back, reach the hands forward. Just a couple rounds of breath here. Just allowing yourself to come into stillness, to pause. So especially with core work, there's lots of moments of effort. So really allowing yourself to come into this place of ease. Slowing down the breath, feeling the support of the ground. Come back to tabletop position. We're going to come into a grounded side plank. Start by rooting down through your right hand and then start to extend the left leg back. Now what I like to do is take the right shin and parallel it to the top of your mat. You're going to find a little bit more stability. And starting with the left hand at the hip. So we're stacking the left side of the body over the right. And we're starting to activate the side abdominals, the obliques. Now reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Just take a moment here, open across the chest. And then we're gonna thread the needle. Take the left hand, start to reach it down, and then underneath the right arm, moving from the torso, and then opening it back up, reach the left fingertips towards the sky. Just 3 more. So activating the side bodies. Let's do 2 more. And the exhale, opening back up last time. And then open it back up, hold here. You can stay just like this. If you feel sturdy, start to float the left leg off the ground, flex the foot for 3, 2, 1, release the foot, release the hand, come back to neutral tabletop, and take 3 cat-cows. Return to neutral tabletop, flat back. We'll move into the second side. Root down through your left hand. Right leg extends back. And then option to parallel the left shin to the top of the mat. Stacking the right side over the left. Feel the left hand rooted. When you're ready, reach the right fingertips up towards the sky. So long line of energy. Thread the needle, reach the right hand down and then underneath the body towards the left. And on the exhale, opening it back up. 3 more. Moving with the breath, inhales threading and exhale open. Last 2. One more. And then hold here, reach through the fingertips. If you feel sturdy, start to float the right leg off the ground, flexing through the foot. We're here for 3, 2, 1. Release the foot, release the hand, come back into tabletop. And then once again, knees wide, toes touch, send the hips back. If you want something a little bit more active, feel free to take a downward facing dog here. And just holding for about 5 rounds of breath. If you're in child's pose, maybe gently rocking the forehead side to side, massaging out any tension, stress, or expectations. And then slowly press up. We're going to meet all the way in standing, so take your time. I'll meet you there. All right, so coming into standing, bring the feet about hip-width distance and arms down by the sides. Relax your shoulders away from your ears and just take a moment, close your eyes or soften the gaze. And feeling the feet rooted, lifting up through the front of the thighs, the quads. Feel the core engaged. Let's just take a nice deep breath in. And a gentle breath out. All right, seal your lips and blink your eyes open. We'll move through a sun A. Reach the arms overhead, palms facing in. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Lifting up through the side waist, growing tall. Feel the feet rooted. And then gentle back bend. Cactus your arms, elbows in line with the shoulders. You're reaching up and then back. So we're not crunching in the lower back. Feel it opening across the chest. And then the arms come back overhead. And then hands into heart center. Now micro bend into the knees and just start to slide the hands down the thighs and keeping a flat back. Lowering just about halfway down or maybe a little bit less. The hands can stop at the thighs or maybe reach down towards the shins. Now reaching the crown of the head forward, belly pulled in, take the arms and cactus them. So elbows in line with shoulders, strong in the back muscles, and then with a flat back, soft bend in the knees, rise back up. Reach the arms overhead, and then hands come into heart center. Pressing the palms together, keep it active, take a breath in. And breath out. We'll move through again. Release the arms down by the sides. Inhale, expand up, mountain pose. And then gentle back bend. Cactus the arms, shine the heart forward. Reach the arms back overhead. And then hands come into heart center, soft. Bend in the knees, hands start to slide down the thighs. You're keeping that flat back. Going about halfway down or a little bit less. Kiss the shoulder blades together and then cactus the arms. This is going to help keep that flat back. Pull the belly in. And then slowly rise back up. Reach the arms overhead, feel that extension. And then hands come together at heart center. We'll pause here. Take a breath in. Breath out. Nice. One more time. Release the arms down. Inhale, expanding up. Grow tall. And on an exhale, cactus the arms, gentle back bend. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And then hands come into heart center, soft bend in the knees. Hands towards the thighs, start to slide them down. Nice flat back. Going about halfway down. Crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone lengthens back. Cactus your arms. And then with a flat back, rise it up to standing. Feel your glutes, your core. Reach the arms back overhead. And then hands come into heart center. Draw the energy in. Close the eyes. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. Blink the eyes open. Release the arms down by the sides. And then just take a wider stance. We'll move into triangle pose. So start by turning the right toes straight towards the top of your mat. And then bring the arms out at shoulder height. Now notice if the shoulders lift, drop them down. Keep energy through the fingertips. So if I was to come around and press down on your arms, they wouldn't move. And then start to reach forward, sending the hips slightly back, and then tick-tock the arms. So the right hand comes down to the thigh or maybe the shin. Now notice this right side body, we're not crunching in, we're keeping it long. We're activating the side waist, open across the chest, maybe bringing the gaze towards the top hand. And then slowly rise up with control. Nice, turn the toes in, and then the heels in and the toes out, and reach the arms overhead. Star pose. On the exhale, goddess, bend into the knees, hands to heart center. Keep the shoulders over the hips. Inhale, reach up and expand. And on the exhale, sit low. So you're not leaning forward, heart is lifted. 2 more times. Inhale, reach and expand. And exhale, goddess, draw the energy in. Let's do 1 more. Inhale, reach. And exhale, goddess. This time just hold here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten your legs. Turn the toes in. And we're going to move into the second side of triangle. So left toes point towards the back of your mat. It can be heel to heel alignment, and then arms extend out, palms facing down, energy through the fingertips. Start to reach the hips back, and then reach forward as if you're going to touch the wall. Once you can't go further, tick-tock the arms. The left side waist this time is long. Activate the obliques, open across the chest. Make sure we're not rounding and keep the right shoulder down and back. Maybe gaze towards the top hand if that feels safe and okay. And then slowly rise back up. Nice, turn the toes in. And just 1 more time, heels and toes out, star pose, reach the arms up. On the exhale, goddess, bend into the knees, hands to heart center. 3 more times, move at your pace. Inhale, reach. And exhale, goddess, draw the energy in. Let's do 2 more. Once more. Hold here, press the palms together, shoulders over hips for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Straighten the legs and turn the toes in. Parallel the feet. Hands to the hips. Soft bend in the knees. We're just going to lower halfway down, keeping that flat back. Maybe a little less than halfway. The weight is slightly forward in the toes. Feel a stretch in the back of the legs. Keep the belly pulled in. And then with control, flat back, slowly rise up to standing. Nice, release the arms, take a moment, bring the feet back to hip width distance and close the eyes. Just taking a moment to pause, come into stillness. Let's take a breath in and a breath out. Blinking the eyes open. Now keeping the feet hip width distance, working on a little bit of balance. So the core is really helpful in keeping our balance. If you do need to hold onto a chair, a wall, feel free to take this time to head over there. We're gonna start by rooting down through the left foot and bring the hands to the hips or to heart center. And then bringing the right toes just in front of you. You can stay here. Make sure that the left glute is engaged. We're lifting up. Now stay here. Maybe you start to float the toes just an inch or two off the ground. You can always lower it back down. Or maybe you start to draw the knee up to hip height. Make sure that the ankle is directly underneath the knee. Find one point of focus. If you move or sway, that's okay. We're here for 3. Core is strong for 2. And 1. Just slowly release. Foot back down, arms down by the sides. And just take a moment, release. You can sway side to side a couple times. Now, whatever happens, sometimes our balance is a little off. So just clearing away any expectations and moving on to the second side. This time, the right foot is going to root down and the left toes in front. You're firming up the right glute, hands at the hips, or hands come to heart center, your choice. So just take a moment, notice how it feels to have more weight in the right leg. And then maybe just start to lift the leg up an inch or 2. Or if you're ready and stable, knee up to hip height. Belly pulled in. Right glute is firmed up. One point of focus. If you move or fall, just refocus, get back into it. Stand tall and stand strong for 3, 2, 1. Gently release with control. So the way we come out is just as important. Arms release down. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. And exhale, hands come into heart center. Just pause here. Feel both feet rooted on the ground. Notice that connection, that stability. Deep breath in. Cleansing breath out. Eyes open, arms release down. We're going to make our way back down onto our mat and grab your block, place it to the side. If you don't have one, that's okay. You can just do the exercise without it. So all the way down onto your back and feet on the ground. Now take your block, make sure that the feet are hip width distance, heels are in towards the glutes, and then block in between the thighs. So similar to how we had it at the beginning of class, but this time the feet are gonna stay on the ground. Coming into bridge pose, press into the feet, and then tuck, curl, lift the hips up towards the sky. So you're squeezing the block. That's gonna help activate the inner thighs, engaging the glutes and the core. Keep pressing the earth away. Stay strong. Make sure that the hips don't dip down. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly lower down 1 vertebrae at a time. Tailbone is last to touch. And just take the block, place it to the side. And just butterfly the knees open. Soles of the feet come together. Place the left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. And on the inhales, just feeling the rise of the belly, ribs, chest. On the exhales, feeling the fall of the chest, the ribs, the belly. So in your mind, on the inhales, belly, ribs, chest. On the exhales, chest, ribs, belly. Just take a few more rounds of breath here. And just feeling a gentle opening in the hips. When you're ready, take the hands, close the knees. And we'll find happy baby. Draw the knees outside of the ribs. Grab behind the thighs, calves, or outside edges of the feet. But remember, we're not forcing it. So make sure it's comfortable. The low back stays on the ground. And just gently rocking it out side to side. And then draw the knees in, give them one final squeeze. Let's take a breath in. On the exhale, release into final Shavasana. Take a few moments to get comfortable. Allow yourself to take up space. Feel the body heavy and supported by the ground. Relax your belly. Soften the muscles in the face. Relaxing the jaw. Returning to an easy, natural breath. Just giving yourself these last moments to once again let go of that effort. Tap into that sense of ease. Giving yourself permission to slow down, to quiet the mind. We'll be here for a little bit longer. I'll guide you out when it's time. Feel free to stay here for longer. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. Small movements back into the body. And when you're ready, take a full body stretch as if you're just waking up in the morning. And when you're ready, gently rolling over to your favorite side, pausing there for our breath, and then we'll meet in a comfortable seated position. Sitting nice and tall. And just closing our practice, bring the hands to heart center, thumbs pressing into the heart space, shoulders soft. Take a deep breath in, and exhale, empty. Gently bowing forward from my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you for joining me on the mat, and I hope to see you again soon.